The warthog, a scrappy survivor from Africa's savannas, and the wild boar, a fearless powerhouse from Europe and Asia. These animals are built for combat, with razor-sharp tusks, muscular bodies, and temperaments that make them both predators' nightmares. But in a head-to-head fight, who would reign supreme? Stick around because by the end of this video, we'll settle this wild debate once and for all. First, let's meet the warthog. At first glance, they might not look as intimidating as some other animals of the African savanna, but looks can be deceiving. Warthogs are built like small tanks. They typically stand about 30 inches tall at the shoulder and weigh between 120 and 250 pounds, with males being on the heavier side. Their most iconic feature? Those long, curved tusks that protrude from their mouths like hooked daggers. These tusks can grow up to 10 inches long and are perfect for slashing and defending. But there's more to the warthog than just tusks. These animals have thick, almost armor-like skin, especially around their heads and shoulders, which helps protect them during fights. They also have large wart-like growths on their faces, giving them their name and acting as built-in shields. Warthogs are native to sub-Saharan Africa, where survival means always being ready for a fight. Whether they're defending themselves from lions, leopards, or hyenas, warthogs know how to stand their ground. Their fighting style is a mix of speed, strategy, and aggression. When threatened, they'll lower their heads, charge at full speed, and aim to gore their attacker with their sharp tusks. Now let's introduce the wild boar. Unlike the warthog, the wild boar isn't exclusive to one region. These beasts roam across Europe, Asia, and even parts of North America. They're slightly larger than warthogs, with males weighing between 150 and 300 pounds and standing about 30 to 40 inches tall. Their tusks aren't as long as the warthogs, maxing out at about 6 inches, but what they lack in size, they make up for in sharpness. These tusks are like knives, capable of ripping through flesh and even armor-like skin. Wild boars are renowned for their toughness and adaptability. They can thrive in forests, swamps, and even urban environments, making them one of the most widespread and resilient animals in the world. They're also highly aggressive when provoked. A wild boar's fighting style is all about brute force. They'll charge directly at their opponent, relying on their sheer weight and muscle to overpower them. And unlike the warthog, which tends to fight strategically, the wild boar is relentless. Once they lock onto a target, they don't back down. So what happens when these two titans meet? Let's start by comparing their physical traits. In terms of size and strength, the wild boar has the upper hand. It's heavier, more muscular, and built like a battering ram. Its sheer mass could easily knock a warthog off its feet in a head-on collision. But the warthog has some advantages of its own. Its tusks are longer and curved, giving it a better reach and the ability to hook and slash at its opponent. The warthog's tusks are also positioned higher on its head, making them more effective for upward strikes. When it comes to speed and agility, the warthog pulls ahead. These animals are surprisingly fast, capable of reaching speeds up to 30 miles per hour. Their quick reflexes and ability to make sharp turns make them difficult targets to pin down. Wild boars, while not slow, are bulkier and less agile. They rely more on their brute force than on dodging or outmaneuvering their enemies. Now let's imagine the fight. Picture a neutral battleground, a grassy plain with no place to hide. The warthog and the wild boar face off, both snorting and pawing at the ground. The wild boar charges first, its massive body barreling toward the warthog like a freight train. The warthog stands its ground, waiting for the last possible moment before sidestepping the charge and slashing with its tusks. The boar lets out a roar of pain but quickly regains its footing. The fight escalates. The warthog uses its speed to stay just out of reach, delivering quick, strategic strikes with its tusks. The wild boar, undeterred, keeps charging, trying to use its weight to knock the warthog off balance. Both animals are relentless, and the fight becomes a battle of endurance. The wild boar's stamina starts to wane as the warthog continues its hit-and-run tactics. The decisive moment comes when the warthog delivers a perfectly timed tusk strike to the wild boar's side, causing it to stumble. The boar tries to recover, but the warthog presses its advantage, landing blow after blow until the wild boar can no longer continue. So, who's the winner? While the wild boar's size and brute strength make it a formidable opponent, the warthog's agility, speed, and tusk versatility give it the edge in this matchup. That said, the outcome of such a fight could always depend on the circumstances. A wild boar in peak condition could easily overpower a smaller warthog. What do you think?